Hubologist.
What you want?
Who are you?
I'm Badger. I used to have a band, called ourselves They We Smolder. Now I'm the resident computer tech in San Fran.
Was the band any good?
I'll say. We kicked ass. Our singer was, a bit of a bonsandier and was always sweating, and everything else was Todd's fault. But we were good.
Too bad you're not back together. I'd like to have heard you.
Yeah, you would have. Anyway, I have to get back to this. What you want?
Can you tell me about this tanker?
You ought to talk to Mark or the captain about that.
Where can I find the captain?
The captain's usually on the bridge. Just go up the stairs in the bar.
Where can I find Mark?
You can usually find Mark down in the bar.
Thanks, that's all.
What can I do for you, Mama Jamma?
Who are you?
I'm Mark, the resident smartass and know-it-all.
Oh. I have other questions.
What can I do for you, Mama Jamma?
What is this place?
This is the Poseidon marine vessel called Des, also called PMV Valdez. If you want more information about the Valdez, the best person to ask is the captain.
The captain? Who is that?
The captain is a tough asshole military guy. He sits upstairs there and checks the place out. He's got some thorough knowledge about this ship.
Who's in charge?
In charge? No one's in charge of us.
Where'd you all come from?
Oh, all over the wasteland. We'd heard things about San Francisco, passed down from our elders. Some of us have ancestors who used to live there before the Great War. You want to hear more?
Yes.
We're a band of musicians, tech heads, geeks, and artists. We thought we'd come back to some place famous for artistic and personal freedom. I came here to spawn. Wanna hear more still?
Yes.
Well, when we got here, we figured we'd camp out here until we either figured out how to get this tanker moving again or until we thought of something else.
Have you figured out how to move the tanker?
I think the captain's figured out how to do it, but we need several elements first. We've basically given up on taking it for ourselves. To tell the truth, we've got other plans now.
What are they?
You want to know what our plans are? We're going to keep moving around until we can find a place that hasn't been screwed over by human greed, and then we're going to try to set up a better society.
Do you know how you are going to do that?
We're hoping that if we can avoid society's mistakes, hell, things can't get much worse.
What can you tell me about the Hubologist?
They're crazy. Don't trust them, unless you're mentally feeble or like being screwed over. They're interested only in your money and your soul, and there's a good chance they'll destroy the one to get at the other. I've seen it happen too many times.
Tell me about the Shur.
They're a good sort, as far as they go. They're a little untrusting of outsiders, but then, that's not always such a bad attitude to take in these times. They've got some weird customers and they all talk funny, but they're all right.
Bye.
What the hell do you want? I don't speak to anyone unless they're friends or good people. Do something for one of my buddies and then come talk to me.
Well, alright. I guess I am not getting answers from this guy yet. I might as well search the rest of the ship. Seems like my new friends have some demons in the basement. I will need to clean out their basement for them. The demons took a lot out of me, but I got him in the end. Who is this?
I'm Luke Skywalker, I'm here to rescue you.
They're trying to kill me.
Seems someone has misplaced their love. Your Shekinah. Your heart, it has been lost surrounded in the basement. I will return your heart to you. It is I who turns the hearts of the children to the fathers.
Thanks for all your help. I'm going to go find Badger.
And look, it was all for my favorite hacker friend.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can't thank you enough for saving her. What do you want?
I have some questions. Now, I have a new options to ask him if he would hack into computer for me, or I'm looking to get some fuel.
Does she have all the fuel around here? I could take a gander at their mainframe for you.
Can you?
Yeah, but it'll cost you.
What's your price?
I think that I like you enough that I can do it for you now. Do you want me to visit?
Let's try the she.
I can get them. They're pretty protective of their info, and they've got some serious ice protecting their machines. Are you sure you want me to go after them?
Nah, I'll figure out another way. Let's see if I can have Badger hack the Hubologist for me and delete their information.
Like stealing candy from a baby, they will never find me. What do you want from them?
Never mind. Well, no options for this yet, but at least I know there will be one in the future.
You bet Badger's really happy now.
Susie is back. Good.
I heard what you did for my men. Thanks. What can I help you with?
I hear you're the man who knows about this ship.
This ship's the Poseidon tanker. It's equipped with tech that lasted through the war. It's got an FOB that allows access to the navigation computer room, and it's got an IFF transponder that protects it from Poseidon guns.
How do you know all this?
I used to serve with the Enclave. Then I realized it wasn't the USA I was fighting for, it was for the rich old bastards who didn't want to give up their power. I deserted, and now I live here with more honest people.
More honest people? These guys?
Yes, with these people, you know exactly where you stand. They don't play games. The Enclave was like a pack of hyenas. They'd turn on you in a second.
What exactly is the Enclave?
The Enclave is remnants of old times. If you take this thing across the water to the rig, you'll find out for yourself.
What rig?
There's a big Poseidon oil rig left out on the water. That's the final base of the Enclave. Unless I miss my bet, that's where your friends are too.
How do you know all this?
Word gets around.
I see. What else is going on out there on the oil rig?
It beats me. I was a Navarro tech, not a rig operator. We talked to them over the comm lines, and that was about the extent of it.
I see. How do I pilot this thing?
How do you pilot this rig? Fill her up with some gas, try the Hubologist or the she after you've taken care of everything else, and press the button. The computer will take care of the rest. If it's still working, it'll sail right out to the oil rig, and they won't fire at you because you've got the IFF transponder. Just make sure you've got what you need to access everything: FOB, working computer, and fuel. Easy enough.
Thanks, bye. Well, I guess this is computer the captain was talking about.
Welcome to Poseidon Net. This terminal is limited transmission between one tanker, PMV called as, and docking rig. Command?
I haven't done any of the requirements to set sail. I convinced the she to sell the fuel to the Hubologist so they make some money off the cult, and for revenge for wasting my life, I am having Badger hack into their computers and pump the fuel right out of their tanks and into the ships.
Got the Hubologists. No problem. Need anything else?
Thanks a lot. See ya. Wow, these people also possess the cure for amphetamine addiction. And, I might as well help the share as well.
You have certain schematics to give me.
Ken Lee told me to give these to you.
Speak to Candy, and he shall discuss what happens in the future. Thank you. We shall be able to verify some of your test data with this. Good day.
Thanks, that's all.
Thank you for the Vertebrate plans, traveler. What can I do for you?
Can I see the Emperor now?
You must complete a second test. The Hubologist, our enemy, the leader, HS9, has been abducting and brainwashing our children. Kill them for the good of the Shah, and I shall tell you how to speak to the Emperor.
He's as good as dead.
I am anxious to see the result of your attempt. Good day.
Good day. abducting and brainwashing their children. I see who these people truly are. If I work with the people and with the hackers, I also get to eliminate the Hubologist. Perfect. I'll simply inject AHS-9 with a lethal overdose and wait for him to die.
AHS-9 succumbs to the negative effects of chems.
Haha. Feeling the love.
Maybe this will, hi, toss Hubologist out of here.
Stupid Hubologist can't even protect their own leader. I guess you are not a spy after all.
The Hubologist, give me the clips.
With the death of AHS-9, the great and terrible, the Hubologist's pose no real threat to us and our researches. Well done, you have our gratitude. Would you like to speak to the Emperor?
Yes.
You have proven yourself to be a friend of the sea. I believe I can trust you with our secrets. In the back room, you will find the force field to the large computer has been turned off. Enter the password and you will find yourself connected to the Emperor computer. I hope this will prove useful to you.
The Emperor is a computer?
Yes, it stores our history, our research, and projects possibilities for the future. It is far better than any fallible human. Yet we temper its suggestions with our own knowledge of human nature.
I see. Well, thanks for your time. I have a village to rescue. I search the Emperor database and find out a bunch of interesting information about the sheep.
I'll bet we can make one hell of a scene.
Time to set sail for the main enclave base on the oil rig and rescue my tribe. Clearly, the only possible way to beat the game is through cooperation with the hackers. Look, here's their leader. Let's find out what this is all about.
Well, hello there. Glad to make time for one of our gallant troopers, but I am rather busy, so, what can the President of the United States of America do for you?
President? Who are you anyway?
I am the President of the United States of America. The Vice President is in the office outside. If you belonged here, you'd know that. Who are you, and what are you doing here?
Vice President? You mean that drooling idiot next door?
Vice President Byrd may look like a drooling idiot, but I'll have you know, that man's a national hero.
To you, probably.
He's one of the bravest men I know. He volunteered to try one of the early versions of the FEV toxin antidote. Unfortunately, it didn't quite work out the way we'd hoped.
You mean that wasn't what you'd hoped for?
It's tiny mocking minds like yours that prove the superiority of real humans over mutants.
Why are you calling me a mutant?
Because you are. Your tribe's DNA has changed since your ancestor left the vault. Unavoidable. All that background radiation you've been exposed to.
Creatures change all the time. It's called evolution. Without the change, you and I would still be 2 bits of protoplasmic goo.
Very moving. But the radical changes your villagers and other mutants show is a far cry from the gradual changes of natural evolution.
Maybe we're changing into a better version of the human race. Did you ever think of that?
It's very possible, indeed. In which case, our mission is even more vital to the survival of the human race.
What do you mean by that?
I don't think this tired old planet's big enough for 2 top dogs. If it's us or you, well, I'm gonna choose us.
I don't think you get to make that kind of choice.
As the embodiment of the executive branch, I bear the burden of ensuring the survival and prosperity of the United States and of humanity itself. A heavy burden. And yet, if it means the return of the Earth to our children and to their children, I bear it gladly.
How do you intend to do that?
You really don't know, do you? Let me tell you about mankind's salvation. A little history first.
Go on, Mr. President.
There was a great war, long before we were born. Our gallant soldiers fought from the Yukon to the Yangtze.
Yeah, I knew about that part. Go on.
We were winning too, and then those damn Reds launched. We barely got our birds up.
Doesn't seem as though it helped us much.
Well, no, it didn't. But at least it knocked the damn Red Menace back into the Stone Age.
And us with it.
Well, no, not quite. You see, we had planned ahead. We were ready.
What do you mean?
We had a number of sanctuaries that would enable the glorious American civilization to endure. This facility, the vaults, were part of the great plan.
Those damn vaults didn't work the way they were supposed to. A lot of people in them died.
Actually, they worked almost exactly the way they were supposed to. You might call it a social experiment on a grand scale.
An experiment?
The vaults were set up to test humanity. Some had not enough food synthesizers. Others had only men in them. Yet others were designed to open after only 6 months. They each had a unique set of circumstances designed to test the occupants.
What about Vault 13? What was its purpose?
Vault 13 was a special case. It was supposed to remain closed until the subjects were needed. Vault 13 was, in scientific parlance, a control group.
But they would have died if my ancestors didn't get them a replacement water chip. That doesn't seem to fit in with your plan.
An unfortunate and unforeseen accident. However, as it turns out, a rather fortuitous one.
What do you mean?
As it turns out, we needed test subjects from untainted pre-war human stock, your ancestors in Vault 13, and some freshly mutated stock, the villagers from Arroyo.
Why?
For the project. It's almost ready. Humanity's salvation is almost at hand, and the United States of America will be the progenitor of that rebirth.
Rebirth? What do you mean?
The only way for true humans and democracy to be safe is to cleanse the mutants from the globe. We humans will take back that which is rightfully ours.
I'm a true human, too.
I'm sure you think so. but tests performed on your tribesmen have all shown that you are guilty of mutation, and it's a damn good thing the project is ready.
Why?
Some of the members of your tribe are showing some extremely interesting changes. If the danger to true humanity weren't so great, I would think about studying them, but that's not to be.
Not to be? Why not?
The project will cleanse all the mutants from our fair land, and the rest of the globe. Once again, America will be the world's policeman.
Cleanse the mutants? That sounds a bit drastic. How are you going to do that?
We found a research facility in operational shape about 70 years ago, a former military base that had been used to research a special virus.
A virus?
Yes, the FEV virus. It was originally developed to turn soldiers into super warriors, but it failed. The warriors were tough and strong, but far too stupid. However, our brilliant chemical core altered it.
Altered the virus? Why?
To turn it into a staggeringly effective killer. Any humanoid that isn't inoculated against its effects before its release will die. That is the project.
That's insane.
No, that's humanity's last, best hope. That's what we've been working towards all these years.
Great. So you have all this poison and now wait to spread it around.
Oh, but that's one of the advantages of the FEV virus. We can release it right here, and the jet stream will carry it worldwide. It'll have plenty of time to cleanse every nook and cranny of the globe.
Okay. Then why did you have to kidnap my villagers and the people from Vault 13?
Test subjects? Your villagers are all descended from Vault stock, and we had to make sure that the FEV toxin was still effective. The subjects from Vault 13 test that, and an inoculation against the FEV.
You're not testing the inoculation on my people.
It's hardly necessary. I'm sure we could, and it would work, but there's no reason to do so.
Did it ever occur to you that what you're doing is wrong?
Never. Part of the president's job is to make the tough decisions. A lot of near-humans will sacrifice their lives for the return of humanity. Humans will prevail.
Just because everyone out there doesn't have an exact copy of your DNA, that doesn't mean you have a license to exterminate them.
Oh, I don't relish this decision. If there was another way, but there isn't. No price is too high for the survival of the human race. If you were human, you'd feel the same way.
You really believe that, don't you? This was my first experience with this president and his US.
Old man, you will come with us.
Leave us alone. I will never support the cause of your superiors.
I will not ask you again. Come now, or you will be made an example of.
I would rather what knowledge I have disappear with me into the grave.
So be it. Kill them all. This is none of your affair. Turn around and walk away.
Yes, I do. Even killing me won't help you. There's nothing you can do to stop the release.
Maybe I'll just figure out a way to give you a taste of your own medicine.
You could try, I suppose, but soon the staff of the Enclave and Navarro will be inoculated.
They aren't already?
We just have to distribute the supplies. A matter of hours. Besides, the Enclave is a sealed unit. No air or contaminants get in or get out.
We'll see. In the meantime, I'm taking you out of the picture personally.
You might find that tougher than you think. If you do, I'll go to my reward knowing that I died a patriot and a servant of humanity.
Time for your reward. A nice dose of poison should do the trick. A quiet death is needed for this place. I'll take that security card.
You've gotten a lot farther than you should have. But then you haven't met Frank Horrigan either. Your ride's over, Mutie. Time to die.
Huh? Frank who?
Me. Frank Horrigan. That's who. United States Secret Service. You aren't going anywhere from here.
I'm not going anywhere till I stomp your ugly mug out of existence.
Do you wish to continue playing?
Yes. Lulz. Let's check out the real Scientology building in San Francisco, to see if we can find some similarities to the game. There it is. Look, what's that? A sign? What does it say?
Are there barriers preventing you from achieving what you want in life? Find out now. See the free film, Dianetics, The Evolution of a Science.
I must state, this is absolutely one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen in my life. Let's take a look around to see if we can find any more similarities to the game.